What's some good things that you need to ask your PSD trainer or your trainer once you get one? What kind of questions can you ask them? Now, I know that they're going to be the ones that are going to be asking you questions, but what can you ask them? I would start off about, hey, how long have you been driving for Prime? That's the first question I would ask. Hey, how long you been a driver? Followed along with, hey, how many students have you trained? Because it kind of gives me an idea of, like, am I dealing with a driver that's been here for a long time, or am I dealing with somebody I'm their first student? If I'm their first student, then I got to understand that they're learning from me. So I know that, hey, not only am I learning from them, but they're also learning from me. So, it helps out if you understand where they're coming from. So next you're going to need to ask them, hey, if they don't give you the rules of their truck, it's time for you to, hey, what's the rules of your truck? Do you like shoes in the back? You want the shoes up front? Like, is that where I put all my stuff? Get some of those questions out the way. You're going to be looking for different signs that they're giving you. Like, oh, man, sometimes we just, we don't have time to stop somewhere, so we just pee in a bottle. Like, that's wrong. That is wrong. We're not using the bathroom in our trucks. We're not, like, we want a clean truck. Also, first thing I would also give you a tip of doing is saying, hey, can I go check out your truck? Because you kind of want to know what the truck looks like that you're going into. This is the first time you've seen a truck. It would be great to go check out the truck. See how clean it is. See what it looks like inside. So that way you get a better idea of how much stuff that you need to bring with you. Like, do I need to go buy me food at Walmart? Hey, can I use your refrigerator? Hey, is your USB ports, like, they buy the USB chargers and stuff like that, like the car chargers and stuff like that. Hey, do you care if I use one of the ports? You got to know stuff. You got to ask these questions. Don't just assume because there's a USB port inside the truck that it's fair game. Like, I mean, one of those cigarette adapter USB ports, that your trainer bought that. That's his or hers. Like, you need to ask if you can use it. Because you don't want to just assume that, hey, my trainer, they're not going to care if I plug a cord into this. You need to ask them because you don't want to, that's their house. They bought that. They paid for that out of their own pocket. They might not want you using it. So make sure that you get a lot of those questions out the way. Also ask them, hey, are you going to take me all the way through from PSD to TNT? Because that's a good question. There's a lot of us out there, including me, that do not do TNT. So whenever I get you, if I forget, sometimes I forget to tell somebody. They ask me, they're all like, are you going to be my TNT trainer? I'm like, no, because I forget to tell them. I forget to answer all those questions up front. Like, I really don't give too many rules out whenever I used to have a whole list of rules, but I kind of got away from that. I'm all like, you know what? When the problem arises, then we'll talk about it. That's kind of been my motto here lately. I do let people know what I expect. And I do let people know that, hey, this is not all fun and games. It's going to be a lot of work. And I let them also know, hey, sometimes we're going to have fun out there. Backing's fun. Let's have some fun with it. I let them know how frustrating it's going to be out there backing and how frustrating it can be at times. So I make sure that they know stuff like that. But sometimes I might forget the rules, like to give somebody the rules. And and this is for your trainers, if you don't set down the rules at the start, like if you don't let the student know the rules, you can't really get mad whenever they're breaking your rules because, they don't know that you have that rule. So make sure that you're setting out guidelines to follow. And, if something comes up, like something's a problem, number one thing that I'm finding is phones. Like that's the biggest problem. So people are on their phones too much. They're always on their phones. So, I let it slide whenever they first bust out the phone and they start responding to text or whatever, I'll let it go at first. So I'll be like, maybe they have an important text they have to deal with, something like that. I'll let it go. But if they're over there just playing on their phone the whole time, I'm like, hey, you got something important to do? Because if you do, you can have the rest of the day off. Go get it taken care of. We'll work tomorrow. You know, and then I'm going to tell them, hey, just so you know, if you want to be out here working, then you need to be out here fully. None of this on the phone. If you got like a special situation or some kind of situation, let me know, because then I'll understand why you're on the phone so much. But just being on the phone to be on the phone, are you here to learn or are you here to play on your phone? You know, that's one of the issues that I have. There's a whole bunch of different things that different roles people have. The phone is one of my things that I'm like, man, get focused here. Also, especially whenever you have a trainer that's not going every night for a week over the road, when you're not going over the road like that, your trainer is usually going to have probably a couple students. So, you know, it'd be a good idea to ask them, hey, am I gonna need to pack up my stuff and bring it with me, or are you one of the so-called local trainers, you know, that have multiple students? You know, with me right now I have multiple students, but if I don't have multiple students, I'm going over the road because I know how to make my money. And if I have one student, we're going to go run some freight because I need to get that money to that truck. And there's no sense in me just having one student and not running freight. Like, I'm going to run some freight if I got one student. So I tell my guy, like a lot of my students, they're all like, hey man, are we gonna be here the whole time? Especially if I only have one. I'm all like, hey, we might not be here. Like, I can't give you the answer to that right now, but I will get back with you. So I'll wait till I find out if I got a second student or a third student or whatever, because then I can better plan it. So you need to just have good communications is what I'm pretty much getting to. Back on both sides. Trainer to student, good communication. Student to trainer, good communication. If you don't understand something, if you and your trainer are sitting there having a conversation about backing or whatever to do with trucking, if you don't understand something, it's time to say something. Like I tell my students all the time, I'm all like, hey, if you're not understanding something, we're going to take a timeout because I got to get you to see what I see. And, you know, so I'll take a timeout, help them out, get them to see what I see. Whether it be, sometimes I'm all like, hey, pull your phone out, let me have it. And I'll get their phone and I'll take a picture of it. That way it's on their phone. That way later on, like say they go to the house or whatever, or back to the room, and they're all like, what was he trying to tell me to see? Oh, I got a picture of it. You know, that helps out a lot. But, you know, it's real good to have great communication between the student and the trainer. It makes it a lot easier. It's a lot better for you to speak up and say, hey, I don't understand what you're talking about, instead of just doing whatever you want out there. Because, you know, my main thing is on the backing part. We're talking about backing part real quick. Is I explain to someone how to say, I want to get the truck in front of the trailer so the truck and trailer straight and pull straight up from there. That way you can see out of both mirrors. You can get a good idea of what we need to do next. And 9 times out of 10, the first time I tell somebody that, they just pull up wherever. It's like I didn't even talk to the person. Like, I'm all like, what are you doing? That is far off from anything I told you to do. Like, we're completely missing what I'm saying. So I'll be like, you know what? And then a lot of times they're all like, oh, what do I do now, man? I messed it up bad. I said, oh, I was thinking this, I was thinking that. I'm all like, forget what happened. Forget what happened. We got to work off of what we got now. So this is what we got now. Let's try to do something with this. You know, it's getting on the same page. It goes back to that communication. You know, I try to make sure, like, I try to read my student whenever I tell them something. So I look at them and I try to read them and see if he understands what I'm saying, or if he's just saying, "Oh yeah, I got you." If he's like, "Okay, that's what I need to do," I know that he has it. But if he's like, "Rome," no, he did not understand. I'm like, "Time out, time out, time out, time out." I'm like, "Chill. Listen, this is what I'm telling you we need to do from here." So, I mean, communication's key out there. If y'all are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right there. And go ahead and give my videos thumbs up. Leave me a lot of comments. Definitely leave me a lot of comments. Love comments. Can't have enough of them. So I'm out. Peace until next time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Ring the bell. Get my latest lives. Get my newest videos. Also, in the description, there's a link to fill out an application and get my recruiter. My recruiter's good. Don't forget to drop that referral code, COXDJO. Also, my phone number is 417-894-8098. Drop me a call, text me, something.